You brush your teeth, take your meds, eat your meals, but there's one tiny mistake you're making almost every single day, and it's quietly adding years to your biological age. I'm not talking about your birthday. I'm talking about your real age, the one your cells feel, your joints, your heart, your memory. This one daily habit, or lack of it, is making your body older, faster, but with one shift, you can turn the clock back. If you're over 50 and want to feel stronger, younger, and sharper every year, hit subscribe, tap like, and share this with someone aging beside you. You deserve to age with power, not pain. When we sit for hours, whether reading, watching TV, or even knitting, our blood flow slows, muscles weaken, and inflammation begins to build. For people over 60, this becomes more than just a comfort issue. It's a health hazard. Sitting too long without moving doesn't just make you stiff, it can actually age your body at the cellular level, and over time the effects become harder to reverse. Studies show that prolonged sitting is linked to higher risks of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. But what's more concerning is how it affects your body's internal clock, the biological aging process. When you sit still for hours, circulation slows. That means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach your muscles, joints, and even your brain. This can lead to fatigue, brain fog, joint stiffness, and a greater risk of blood clots, especially in the legs. What's worse is that most of this happens quietly. You may feel fine in the moment, but over weeks, months, and years, the damage adds up. In fact, some researchers now consider prolonged sitting to be as harmful as smoking, not because of one day on the couch, but because of what daily stillness does over time. The good news: this is one of the easiest aging risks to fix. You don't need a gym membership or a personal trainer. Research shows that even 5 minutes of light movement every 30 minutes can reverse much of the harm caused by sitting. It doesn't have to be intense. Standing up, stretching your arms, walking to the kitchen, doing light leg lifts, any kind of gentle movement counts. For seniors, this kind of regular, low-impact activity improves circulation, reduces inflammation, and keeps muscles from weakening. It also boosts your mood and energy levels by helping regulate blood sugar and oxygen levels. These tiny breaks not only keep your body younger, but also your brain sharper. That's because physical movement increases blood flow to the brain, improving memory and attention, both of which decline with age if left unchallenged. Doctors often recommend setting a simple timer. Every 30 minutes, stand up and move for 5. It could be marching in place, shoulder rolls, or a few steps around the house. The point isn't to exercise hard, it's to avoid stillness. Because it's not sitting that's dangerous. It's sitting too long without moving. Small habits have big power, and when it comes to aging well, movement is medicine. A few minutes at a time spread throughout your day can help your heart beat stronger, your joints stay looser, and your cells stay younger, no matter your age. Skipping. Sleep isn't a sign of toughness or productivity. It's a signal that your body is being pushed into stress, imbalance, and long-term harm. After 50, regularly sleeping less than 6 hours doesn't just make you tired, it accelerates aging from the inside out. Studies have shown that chronic sleep deprivation is closely linked to memory loss, heart disease, high blood pressure, and even unwanted weight gain. Sleep is when the body repairs. It's when your brain clears waste, muscles recover, and your immune system resets. But as we age, it becomes easier to wake during the night and harder to fall into the deep, healing sleep our bodies need. That's why getting enough rest isn't just about feeling alert. It's essential for preserving long-term health and independence. One of the most troubling findings in recent research is how poor sleep affects the brain. Regularly getting less than 6 hours of rest has been associated with actual shrinkage in certain areas of the brain tied to memory and learning. This contributes to the early onset of cognitive decline and may even raise the risk of dementia. It's not just forgetfulness, it's structural change. Lack of sleep also throws hormones out of balance, especially those related to hunger and metabolism. Seniors who don't sleep enough often report gaining weight more easily, even without changing their diet. That's because poor sleep increases levels of ghrelin, which triggers hunger, and lowers leptin, which tells the body you're full. Over time, this hormonal disruption can lead to overeating, poor food choices, and blood sugar problems. Heart health also takes a hit. During sleep, your heart rate and blood pressure naturally dip, giving the cardiovascular system a chance to rest. Without that nightly pause, the heart is constantly in overdrive. People over 50 who consistently sleep poorly are at greater risk for heart attacks, arrhythmias, and stroke. The good news is that just one change, committing to 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night, can help slow down these age-related risks. Doctors suggest winding down with calming rituals, dim lighting, quiet reading, gentle stretches, or herbal teas. Avoiding screens and caffeine in the evening can also help reset the body's internal clock. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's not optional. It's a nightly dose of natural anti-aging, protecting your brain, your heart, your waistline, and your energy. And it doesn't cost a thing. Give your body what it's asking for, because aging well starts with resting well. If your gut isn't happy, neither is the rest of your body. And for people over 50, ignoring fiber is one of the most common and damaging mistakes. A diet low in fiber doesn't just cause constipation or bloating. It slowly weakens the entire digestive system, increases inflammation throughout the body, and accelerates the aging of the immune system. That's because your gut isn't just a place for food. It's a frontline defense for your health. Fiber is what fuels your beneficial gut bacteria. These bacteria play a vital role in everything from digestion and hormone regulation to mood and immunity. Without enough fiber, these good microbes starve and harmful ones begin to dominate. That imbalance, known as dysbiosis, can lead to chronic inflammation, weakened resistance to illness, and a slower metabolism. Over time, this silent shift affects how quickly your body ages. Doctors and researchers now agree that fiber from real, whole foods is one of the most powerful anti-aging tools available. Oats, for example, offer a gentle soluble fiber that helps regulate cholesterol and blood sugar. Berries are rich in both fiber and antioxidants, which work together to support the gut and protect cells from damage. Beans and lentils provide a unique mix of fiber and plant-based protein that improves digestion while helping stabilize energy throughout the day. Greens like spinach, kale, and broccoli do more than add color to your plate. They're packed with insoluble fiber, the kind that keeps food moving through the digestive tract and helps prevent sluggish bowels, a common issue in older adults. Together, these foods promote regularity, reduce bloating, and nourish the gut lining, which is essential for absorbing nutrients as we age. Many seniors don't realize that the immune system also lives in the gut. About 70% of immune activity begins there, so when the gut is inflamed or underfed, the entire body's defenses become weaker. This makes people over 50 more vulnerable to infections, slower to heal, and more prone to chronic diseases. Fiber helps strengthen that barrier and supports the gut's ability to filter out toxins and harmful invaders. Doctors recommend aiming for 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day, mostly from food, not pills or powders. It's not about drastic changes. Even simple daily habits like swapping white bread for whole grain, adding a handful of berries to breakfast, or including beans in your soup can make a real difference. Feeding your gut is feeding your future. With just a few smart natural food choices each day, you can help your body stay younger, stronger, and more resilient from the inside out. Late-night dinners may feel harmless, but they quietly disrupt one of the most important systems in your body, your circadian rhythm. This internal clock controls everything from hormone release to digestion, to how well your body repairs itself during sleep. When you eat late, especially after 8 p.m., that clock gets thrown off. And over time, the results aren't just weight gain or poor sleep. They include increased insulin resistance, more belly fat, and faster cellular aging. After 50, the body becomes more sensitive to when, not just what, you eat. Studies have shown that people who eat most of their calories later in the day tend to have higher blood sugar levels, slower metabolism, and more difficulty burning fat. That's because the body isn't designed to digest food efficiently late at night. As evening sets in, insulin sensitivity decreases, making it harder for your cells to absorb and use the sugar from your food. That excess sugar then circulates longer in the blood, increasing the risk for type 2 diabetes and storing more easily as abdominal fat. In addition, eating close to bedtime forces your digestive system to stay active when it should be winding down. This delays the body's ability to enter deep, restorative sleep, and that poor quality sleep doesn't just leave you tired, it also impairs memory, increases inflammation, and can elevate your biological age over time. In fact, some research now links late-night eating with an increased risk of age-related conditions like heart disease and cognitive decline. By simply shifting dinner earlier, ideally between 5:30 and 7 p.m., your body has a chance to fully digest the meal before sleep. This allows the gut to rest, hormones to regulate, and the body to enter a state of repair overnight. The result? Better energy in the morning, steadier blood sugar, less bloating, and a stronger immune response. If you do get hungry later in the evening, many doctors suggest opting for something light and easy to digest, like a small piece of fruit or a warm herbal tea, instead of a heavy, late-night snack. The goal is to honor the body's natural rhythm and let it do what it's built to do: reset, heal, and rejuvenate while you sleep. Eating earlier isn't about restriction, it's about alignment. When you work with your body's clock instead of against it, everything functions better. And in the long run, that small shift can add up to more years of clarity, mobility, and health. Negative self-talk isn't just a mindset issue. It's a physical threat to your health as you age. When the brain is flooded with worry, self-criticism, or constant stress, it releases cortisol, a stress hormone designed for short-term emergencies. But when cortisol stays elevated day after day, it does quiet damage that builds over time. Studies show that chronic stress doesn't just raise blood pressure or weaken the immune system. It literally shortens telomeres, the protective caps, on your DNA that control cellular aging. Shortened telomeres are one of the clearest signs of accelerated aging. They've been linked to early memory loss, heart disease, diabetes, and even some cancers. And researchers have found that people who live with high levels of internal stress, including negative self-talk, often have telomeres that look years older than their actual age. This kind of stress often doesn't come from outside. It builds quietly from within. Thoughts like, "I'm too old for this," "I'll never get better," or "What's the point?" may seem small, but over time they shape the body's chemistry and keep it in a state of wear and tear. For people over 50, this becomes especially dangerous because the body's ability to recover and adapt is already slowing down. But the good news is just as powerful. You can actually protect your brain and body with practices that reduce cortisol and boost resilience. And you don't need hours of meditation to do it. Simple moments of mindfulness, like focusing on your breath for 60 seconds, have been shown to calm the nervous system. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for each morning can shift your body's chemistry toward healing. Even repeating a gentle phrase like, "I'm doing the best I can," has measurable effects on brain activity and emotional balance. Some doctors now view these tools as essential for healthy aging, not just emotional well-being. They support better sleep, steadier moods, stronger immunity, and even healthier digestion. And over time, they help preserve those precious telomeres. It's not about denying hard feelings or pretending everything's fine. It's about breaking the cycle of daily inner criticism and giving your body a chance to rest, recover, and heal. Every kind word, every calming breath, every moment of gratitude sends a signal to your brain. You are safe. And that signal turns into strength, clarity, and a longer, healthier life from the inside out.